Habits that are destroying your confidence. Certain habits can destroy your confidence if not addressed. Confidence is the backbone and key to opening opportunities in the business world. Any entrepreneur with low confidence will not go far. Invest time in developing healthy habits and ways of thinking that can significantly influence your self-confidence. 1. Negative thinking. When we stop and think how many times per day we feed into negative self-talk, we are astounded. When we look in the mirror when we wake up and criticize the bags under our eyes, that we are not going to ask that person out to coffee because they will just say no. Most of us have been using negative thinking our whole lives, so it takes time to change it. We have to replace the negative thinking with positive and realistic thoughts. We have to catch ourselves saying something negative to ourselves, and then challenge the validity of that thought. If it holds no merit, replace it, or let it go. You will be feeling more positive in no time. 2. Social media living. I cannot say how many times that people have told me what disappointing lives they have compared to their friends on social media. When I delve deeper into what they are talking about, I find out that they are comparing their lives to this portrayal that people are putting on social media. Once I explain to them that people are only putting their very best moment for others to see, that they are not showing themselves in sweats on a Netflix marathon, they start to understand. They understand that the people are actually painting a false picture of themselves, and not what their everyday lives are like. That their everyday life is actually much more like your everyday life. 3. Giving our power to everyone else. Many people are guilty of believing that they have no control over their own lives. When we feel like we have no personal control, we have low self-confidence. The person believes that their supervisor holds all the power, and therefore feel helpless at work when they are being treated poorly, or not being given opportunities. People believe that their families should make all their decisions for them, as they have been told they make bad choices for themselves. People stay in unhealthy and abusive relationships, as they have low self-confidence, and this person has convinced them that they cannot do any better than them. The truth is, if you are being treated poorly at work, you have options. Despite what your family has told you, you are capable of making excellent decisions, and the right decisions for yourself. When it comes to relationships, you do not have to be with anyone who treats you poorly. We attract what we put out. If we work on our self-confidence, we will attract people who are worthy of our affection. 4. Perfectionism. Somewhere people got the idea that they need to be, and everything they produce needs to be perfect. They are not able to stop and look around and realize that true perfection does not exist. It is putting a completely unattainable level of pressure and burden upon themselves. People get the idea that they have to look perfect, work perfectly, and act perfectly at all times. This creates a situation where people are exceptionally hard on themselves when they do not achieve this level of perfection. They take a huge hit to their self-esteem, as they consider anything less than perfect a failure. They believe they are not worthy because they are not perfect. Once the individual learns that there is no such thing as perfection and that no one expects that of them, they can gain a more realistic image of themselves and start to build their self-esteem. 5. When people feel they have nothing to add to a conversation. Whether it is at work or a social event, many people will not interject in conversations, as they believe they have nothing of meaning to add. They have such low self-confidence that they think people will be bored, people will think they are not smart, or people will make fun of what they have to say. The fact of the matter is that this is simply not true. It is a story that people have told themselves, especially people with a combination of low self-confidence and social anxiety. We all have something to say, we are all capable of keeping up with current events, and we all know what is deeply humorous. If we can learn to feel and act at ease in conversations, we will be surprised how welcoming, and easy it is to become an active part of a conversation. We are all unique individuals, and we all have something to say that is worthwhile. There are obvious things that we are doing that impact it in a negative way, and there are things that we can be doing to help increase our self-confidence. We can be more realistic about our lives compared to others. We can work hard to change our negative thinking to more positive and realistic about our thinking. We can fully accept the reality that no one is perfect, so we do not need to be. We also need to learn to believe that we have something meaningful to say and to add to the group. We are a unique and engaging people, and we will be surprised if we take the leap in groups. It can take a lot of work, in the beginning, to work on all these things at once, but it will become second nature once you have. You will feel better about yourself, and you will be living the life that you want and deserve. 6. Stop comparing yourself with others. Stop comparing yourself to others since people are inherently different from one another. Concentrate on yourself and your business instead. Constant comparison will only leave you feeling worse. There will always be someone who is one step ahead of you and better than you, and using them as a yardstick to measure your success will only reduce your self-confidence. Unhappy individuals feel confident when they did well on a task, but their confidence declines when they learn their friends did better. Focus on improving yourself rather than the accomplishments of other people. 7. Lack of purpose. Having a plan for what you want to do for the day provides you not just direction but also a feeling of purpose. You have a solid grasp of your time since you know what to do and when. This way, you have indirect control. Being in charge of your day allows you to approach everything with confidence. 8. Quitting your task. To improve your confidence, you must break the habit of not trying something or stopping halfway through. There's no need to be afraid of failure. Even if you fail, you will learn from it. You stay in the same place when you're afraid, and your world shrinks. Also, every time you avoid doing anything because you are frightened of failing, you are asserting the fact that you are a failure. 9. Making an effort to please others. It is impossible to explore and discover oneself while pleasing others. If you tailor everything you do to make people happy, you will empty. You are more likely to be bullied and used in this manner. Learn to say no by standing up. You are implicitly saying yes to yourself when you say no. This strengthens your inner voice and thoughts and boosts your self-confidence.